All right. Good morning, everyone. Hello to all our YouTube viewers and participants. Welcome to StackLeague University Series Central Colleges of the Philippines edition. I am King and I will be your host for today. I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions, don't be shy and type them in at the comment section and we will address them later at the Q&A session. Before we dive in today's session, we would like to give you an overview of StackLeague, especially if it's your first time. Okay, so Casey Kalunod, one of our growth associates, will be helping me with that one. So take it away, Casey.
Thank you, King, and good morning to everyone again. Welcome to this StackLeague University series, and we are very glad to have this series again with you. And right now, I am Casey. I will be talking a quick. I will telling or I will sharing. I will be sharing with you a quick overview of StackLeague. Now, Stack League is the Philippines' largest online programming league. And our mission here is to develop programming leaders that inspire a nation into coding. And this tournament is powered by StackTrek's fully automated talent analytics and assessment platform. Now, of course, this everything wouldn't be possible without the help of our partners. So now we are in our second competitive year. Stag League wouldn't be possible without the support of our partners. We're very fortunate to be supported by the top companies in the industry. We have our silver sponsor, Coding Chiefs, and bronze sponsors, Microsoft, Dell Tech Systems, Apper.ph, and Recruit Day Incorporated. And we also have our media partners. We have Spark Up, Apps Gadget, What's Up Pilipinas, Corner Magazine, Philippines, Androidist, Megabytes, Back End News, Blue Wing, and Manila Republic. The same goes for our community partners as well, who help the league reach as many programmers in the country as possible. And here are our community partners. Now, let's go to the highlights of Stack League. So, as a year round tournament, Stack League is a marathon and it's not a sprint. So, this is a year round tournament. So, if you are just joining the league, that's okay. You have a lot of you have many chances to win the prizes, to uh, level up your in the rankings, to earn more points. So that's okay if you're just joining with us now. And this pioneering programmer league was launched last March 16 and is now gathering over 9,000 tech talents across the country to test their coding acuity with the promise of nationwide media recognition, lots of prizes, thousands of tech job opportunities, and of course, access to invitation only events like this one. Now, this year, the league's year-round cash prize pool is now at 10 million pesos, and this is for the whole duration of the competition already. So this is the pot where we get our prizes all throughout the year. Now, one of the highlights of Stack League also is the weekly stack race for both the individual and team categories. Now, each week, the top 10 players will be announced, and the top 3 teams will also be announced all across Stack League social media platform to recognize the challengers who stayed on top of the rankings. Now, apart from this, we also have the Stack League featured campaign. So for this campaign, the weekly top 10 challengers are going to be featured on Stack League's website. And of course, this will be shared all across our social media channels as well. So this is good for expanding your network, your career opportunities in the future. And Stack League will also be hosting numerous tech and career sessions all throughout the year. So we don't it's not only the university sessions, we university series, we also have the career and tech sessions, and this is open to all Stack League users. And through this one, there are you will be able to learn a lot of things, especially in the IT industry. Now, aside from this, there are also exclusive trainings available for ranking up to the next challenger levels. And these trainings, these events and training are all for free. So, we hope that you will be able to grab this opportunity. Next is we have the Stack League Ambassador Program. And this is a year round initiative to reward the Stack League challengers who go beyond the competition and inspire the nation into coding. So, to tell you more about the Stack League Ambassador Program, here is a short clip for you. All right, so there we have it. That's the Stack League Ambassador Program. And congratulations to Dominic Lopez for being the Stack League ambassador for February. And because of this, he won the 3,000 pesos cash prize and a Stack League t shirt. Now, if you want to be the next Stack League ambassador, for March, that's for March, of course, and win the cash prize and t shirt, the program is now open for this month, for March. And we are now halfway through March. And you can read or you can find the full mechanics at our website, or you can visit bit.ly/StackLeague Ambassador 2022. Again, bit.ly/StackLeague Ambassador 2022. Now, let's go to the competition itself. So what are the supported programming languages here in the league? So there are five. We have Java, JavaScript, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. And this is how the ranking system works. So after you sign up, you start at the bottom, of course, with 0 points. Sorry, and all you need to do is solve as many challenges as you can and earn the corresponding points. So the more points you earn, the higher your ranking goes. And once you have enough accumulated points, you can now get to the next level challenges where more opportunities are unlocked for you to access. So the goal here is to really level up uh, and earn as many points as you can. So by the end of the year, we will be announcing, or we will be crowning our grand champion and or our grand winners. Now, there are three challenger levels here in the league. We have the bronze level, silver level, and the gold level. So, bronze being the first level, and of course, gold level as the highest one. So, what's new this year is that we have the challenger level up prizes. So, every time a challenger unlocks bronze level, that player will receive 100 pesos. Every time you unlock the silver level, you get 100 pesos. And every time you unlock gold, you will get, or you will receive 300 pesos. So that's only every time you unlock. Now, we also have here for the individual category, we have the Stack League Treasure Chest. And this was opened last February 22 and will end on March 26. So, in the Stack League Treasure Chest individual category, the weekly top 10 challengers will receive 500 pesos each. So, this is a weekly prize. And well, we are also now halfway through March. So make sure to land a spot in the weekly top 10 to be able to receive this prize. So if we have the individual category, we also have the team category. So for this one, this is the Stack League Treasure Chest team category, and each winning team will receive 1,500 pesos for their cash prize. So that's for each team, and this is also weekly this is part of the weekly prizes. Now, the Stack League Treasure Chest team category also opened February 22 and will end on March 26. Now you can read the full mechanics of the Stack League Challenger Level Up, treasure chest individuals and teams at our website. You can just go to stackleague.com/blogs. So all of the mechanics are there. If you want to learn more about those, you can go to the link I have mentioned. And that's it for our overview of Stack League. That's it on my end. King, thank you very much for this opportunity. And I hope you will be able to learn a lot of things in this university series. Back to you, King.
Okay, so thank you, Casey, for giving us an introduction or overview of Stack League, and I really hope that these participants will be able to join the league since it's a year-round competition. So they have a lot of time to really catch up with other players or participants. All right, so let's not delay this any further. I know that your guys are very much excited to learn from this session. So just a little reminder again, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comment section. All right, so let me introduce to you our first speaker. No, 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 actually. Let me introduce to you our research speaker for today. She is a tech community builder from the Philippines with over 10 years of experience or professional experience in the IT industry. She leads and promotes various initiatives for the Philippine tech community and curates for Startup Digest Philippines. Currently, she is the head of growth at StackTrek, and a talent analytics company that aims to assess, analyze, and improve programmer capabilities of programmers. She also leads the growth of Stack League, the Philippines' largest online programming league. She was the executive director for DevCon Philippines for DevCon Philippines, a national volunteer organization promoting collaborative growth and competence among developers in the Philippines. So prior to the DevCon, she was an iOS developer, project manager, and consultant. She has a bachelor's degree in computer science and graduated from Ateneo de Cagayan Xavier University. Let's give a warm welcome to Haifa Carina Baluyos. Good morning, Haifa.
Good morning, King. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Natawa ko din sa sinabi ni King na 10 years experience na highlight. Ano ba yun? Anyway, thank you everyone again for joining the session, and I hope this session you will learn a lot from it. Okay, so let me just share my screen so you guys can see what we are going to learn today. Okay. Okay, so this morning you will be learning about IT career opportunities today. So later on, I will have a quick survey on the participants that we have this morning, and then I will just make little adjustments depending on the profiles that we have this morning. Okay, so I was already introduced by King earlier. Currently, I am with StackTrek. I am the head of growth of StackTrek. But one of the things that I'd like to highlight is that we are running this initiative called Stack League. So earlier, Casey was able to introduce to you what Stack League is, and today we will be giving a giveaway for all of the not really for all, for one winner, for one participant in this session. So what are you going to learn this morning? One, you will be learning about IT career trends. Next is that you will be learning about career tips for success. So this is relevant if you are currently a graduating student or if you are currently looking for internship opportunities. So we ask the help and advice and recommendations of our recruiters for you to be able to learn on what are the things that you need to know for it to be successful in this field, and then what's next for you. All right, so before anything else, I would like to highlight that we will be giving one Stack League shirt. So how are you going to win the Stack League shirt for this session. So at the end of the session, we will be raffling off this shirt to all of the participants. And how are you going to win? Is just join via bit.ly/StackLeague CCP giveaway. Again, that's bit.ly/StackLeague CCP giveaway. Okay, so take a screenshot of this and make sure that you got that one covered, as we will be raffling off this shirt at the end of the session. So before we dive in, I wanted to test your common knowledge at the moment. So I have here the title Job Titles That Barely Existed 14 years ago. So this was in 2008. Now I want you guys to take this little survey, and I want to see what job titles do you think didn't exist 14 years ago? So to join the survey, you will need to go to menti.com and type in the code 6468287. So this is live. That means whoever will be answering this session, we will see here what are the answers that you submitted. Okay, so again, just go to on your browsers using your phone, using your laptop, just go to menti.com and use the code 6468287 and 7. So let's see. I'll give you about a minute to do so, to answer this survey, to test your, okay, to test your knowledge. For the meantime, we wanted to, okay, we already have one who answered Android developer. We have one digital marketing specialist. So we have one participant who said the title digital marketing specialist didn't exist back in 2008. And then another also answered Android developer. Okay, and then 2 people answered digital marketing specialist. So 15 seconds left. Data scientist. Oh, that's fast. We already have 2 people answering data scientist. Didn't exist 14 years ago. And developers. So 5 seconds left. Let's see. So right now, it seems like most of you answered digital marketing specialist is one of the okay, so already data scientist, so equal na. Wow. Okay, we also have one who answered UI and UX designer. Okay, let's go back to our main slides. The answer is all of them, actually. So back in 2008, there were only, this is through a survey, this is through a study done by LinkedIn. And back in 2008, there were only 89 people with the job title iOS developer. Today, there are thousands of iOS developers worldwide. And how about Android developers? So Android developers back in 2008, there were only 53. This is in LinkedIn. And then digital marketing specialists, there were 166. As you can see, 2018 was also the year wherein social media was just taking off. And then we have data scientists. A lot of this are coming from the corporate world. So data scientists, there were only 142. Today, this is one of the highest and the most in-demand job titles in the industry today. And then we also have about 159 UI and UX designers. Now, there are thousands of job titles with for all of these 5 identified roles. So as you can see, what's the takeaway here? So back in 2008, there were only very few, and today there are so many opportunities, and they barely existed years ago. So what does this mean? It means that today is 2022, and you can only imagine that 10 years from now or another 14 years from now, with technology changing and evolving each time, you can imagine that in 14 years from now, there will be additional roles that never existed in 2022. So you have to have this one in mind, that whenever you are in the IT industry, technology evolves a lot. That means as a person, you also need to improve and always be up to date with the current trends, because you have to learn that one for you to keep up with the demands, and for you to be effective, and what's this, to be effective in what you are doing today. Okay, so what are now we have now you have an overview of what the IT career, what are careers like in the IT industry, more of the changes from 14 years ago to 2022 and in the future, 14 years after. So as of today, what are the career trends that you need to know? So by the way, if you just came in late and you want to be part of the giveaway, I added at the bottom of the screen the link for the session giveaway. So it's just there. I hope you can see it. It's bit.ly/StackLeague CCP giveaway. Okay, so why tech? So one is that the IT industry is full of discovery and potential. As you can see, there were a lot of technology. There weren't a lot of technologies in 2008. Now it's 2022. There are so much, which means in the future there will be many more technologies that we can learn and play around and make use of. So full of technologies that you can discover, but at the same time there are still so many learnings that you need to know as well in the industry. Next is that companies saw the importance of tech talents during the pandemic, resulting to a high demand for IT professionals, especially since 2020. Yes, 2020, when the pandemic started, everyone has to become digital, because since everyone, for example, students like you, before you need to go to schools, now you will need to stay at home. That means what are the technologies right now that is available for students to continue learning, but in the comforts of their own home. The same way with professionals. So if you are already a graduating student today, if you are already a graduating student today, after you graduate, as of now, there aren't most companies still do work from home, so you will have to deal with that situation at the moment. And next would be jobs in IT are considered one of the highest paying jobs. So if you also read the news, JobStreet regularly promotes this news or infographics that IT is one of the highest paid jobs in various industries. So congratulations and welcome to the IT industry, and I hope that you will really thrive and leverage on the opportunities available for you. Next would be fast-paced career track. It means more opportunities for career growth. So as mentioned earlier, that technology evolves a lot. That means as a person, you will also need to learn fast. The same way as fast as technology changes, because you need to keep up. If there are new technologies that comes in, you have to learn them so that you can use them and leverage them. Okay? So how about in the Philippines? What are the trends here in the Philippines? Earlier that was global. Today let's focus more on the Philippines. So in the Philippines, if you've heard of if you've heard of the term startup, or if you've seen the Netflix series Startup, you may have a familiarity on what a startup is. A lot of the technology companies today that you use began as a startup. Examples would be Twitter, Facebook, what else? Even Lazada, Shopee, those they all started as a startup. So they build a product and then they scaled it. Okay? So in the Philippines, there are a lot of opportunities for you if you want you want to be part of a startup. Usually it's a small team, and then you build products, and the growth is really fast. I mean, you build products that changes a lot as well, depending on the demand, depending on the growth that you want to be in. So that is a startup. We also have software development towards gaming. So here in the Philippines, if you want to enter into gaming, there is a community called um I forgot the name of the community, but you can research gaming community here in the Philippines. These guys are game developers. So it's if gaming is one of the things that you are very passionate about as an IT developer, you can also build your own. So there are IT companies here that also build Anino Games is one of them. So Anino, so it's very Filipino. You can research about them. There are this niche is very focused, so it's not everyone can enter, but if you can prove that you have the skill to develop games, then by now you should start learning the tools that is being used in building games. And actually right now their tools are available out there, so if you want to test it out, you can start building your own mini game, so that if that's the track that you want to enter, then it's much easier for you because you already have proven yourself that you can build games already. Okay, what else? Virtualized environments. So this is your augmented realities, virtual realities companies. So one instance here is that, for example, one Filipino company built an AR application wherein they sold it to PAL or the Philippine Airlines. And how did they use it? They use it for training their staff in terms of serving the customers, or what are the things that they need to do as well. So that's one of the changes, and that's one of the technologies that being adopted here in the Philippines already. Social media integration. So if you social media is one of the things that you enjoy using, so might as well work on technologies that is focused on integrating social media on different platforms. Actually today all of the applications has to be integrated with social media already, because this is one of the applications that is being used by most people, especially here in the Philippines. And then cybersecurity, this is one of the stable ones, but also very not a lot of people are skilled at this. So if this is something that you enjoy, then this is a really good track, because not many people are pursuing this route. So there were only very few. So but then the demand is really high, especially that the industry is becoming more digital. Not just the IT industry, but everyone else has to move to digital. Now, cloud-based data. So cloud-based data, this is if you are familiar with Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, you also have the Google Cloud Platform. I'm not sure if this is being discussed already in your schools today, but these are the top three cloud providers in the country. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. We will be addressing the questions later on. Okay, next up, what else do you need to know? So here I will be now sharing to you what are the IT career paths in specific for technology. So there are actually two parts here. The one in technology, which is really more tech focused. So the technical skills that is being taught to you in school. So that's one. And then we also have the business side of things. Okay, so let's start back end development. Yes, I would like to ask the participants here, what do you think are the technologies that are being used for back-end development? So let's see, let's test the knowledge of our participants watching. Back-end developments, what are the tools that is being used, or programming languages or frameworks that is being used in back-end development? Let's see. Ayun. So we have, by the way, as mentioned earlier, there were the game. If you want to enter into gaming, so my teammate here research, and it's Game Developers Association of the Philippines. So research on that one and see the opportunities there if you want to enter into game development. Okay, so again, back to my question. Seems like no one knows what is what are the technologies that is being used today or that are being used today for back-end development. Okay, so let's move on. How about back-end development? What are the tools here? So you can say Python can be used for back-end. We also have PHP. We also have Java. So we also have C++ can also be used for back-end. And then we have the front-end development. So this is specific, especially if you're building web applications, whatever it is that you see on your screen, that is front end development. The colors, the layout, those are front end. So examples could be React, React.js. You also have the CSS that you use for the colors, and there are actually more, mostly plenty of it are also in JavaScript. So as you can see, we separated back-end development and front-end. The back-end development is essentially the process behind it. So if you, in the industry today, you wouldn't see opportunities in JobStreet that would tell you back-end development or front-end development. It's usually just either software developer, software engineer, but usually it covers both of them. But there are also opportunities wherein they would tell you that they are looking for full stack developer. What does that mean? It essentially means it covers both front end and back end. So you have to know what are the technologies to use for the back end and what are the technologies to use for front end. Okay. And then we also have the databases, especially if a company is dealing with a lot of data. That means, what are the examples? We have the financial services industry wherein there are a lot of transactions in the bank. There, for example, we also have GCash. There are a lot of transactions through GCash. So they need to have someone in charge of maintaining and making sure that the database is well maintained. So these are your database administrators. And then we also have testing. Whenever you build apps, these has to be tested. And most of the time, if you are a developer, you can focus on just developing, and then someone else or there is another team who handles the testing already. But today, what is the difference? You would think that testing, oh, ano lang siya, for example, it's a mobile app. I would just test it using my phone and check it if it works. Today, it's already moving towards automated testing. So as a tester, you also need to code because you have to automate the testing process as well. So you cannot for example, it's a website or it's a software that needs to be fully tested. Today, testers need to also learn how to code to automate the testing process. What else? We have here data. So these are the data scientists, data analysts, data engineers, data platform engineers. We also have the data architects. Note that data roles is one of the highest paid roles in the industry today. Why? Because since, as you can see, today we have so many data and we have to understand them, and for us to make educated decision making for decisions for the business side, they have to understand the data that they have, and for them to get insights and forecast as well. So that's why they're highly paid, because they provide really high value in every business. So if you want to get a high paying job in the future, then that's one of my recommendations actually right now. Another thing is that since there are very few people who enter into this field of data science, once a data science looks for a different job, it's so much easier because everyone's looking for it, but very few people are skilled at this area. So if that's one of the things that you wanted to pursue, go research. There is a Data Science Philippines group where you can be part of and you learn from there. Most of the people there are actually professionals. So they share their inputs and they also share their guides too. Okay. So we have blockchain, one of the cutting edge technologies today, Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs. If you're familiar with them and you want to play around with them today, the industry is already assigning, or there are specific developers that really develop based on blockchain technologies. And then we have DevOps. So DevOps is the operations side of development. So imagine that you will be part of a company wherein you are building a big software and there are 50 teams working at the same time. One team handles one feature, another team handles another feature. So how can you orchestrate that all of these people are building an application that is not like all band-aid solution? They have to be cohesive in terms of the process together. So that is what DevOps does. Another thing would be they ensure that the applications, if the server is down, they have to ensure that this app will continue to be live even if something goes wrong. Okay, and then we have the infra and cloud. So earlier I mentioned about the cloud, like these are the top cloud providers here in the Philippines. We have AWS or Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and we also have Google Cloud Platform. So this one, it's also very high in demand because people today need cloud for their businesses, especially that it's already pandemic. Everyone has to adjust by using cloud. So next up, so for the participants here, okay. So for the participants here who wanted to pursue the Miss Haifa, I don't want to code. Is there any role that is still in IT but doesn't necessarily need for me to code that way? So, or be technical. So here there's another side of the IT wherein it focuses on the business side. So what are those roles? We have the business development or sales. So if you enjoy talking to people, you enjoy, yeah, so if you enjoy talking to people and develop relationships and establish relationships, and this is one, if that is your strength, then this might be one of the paths that you can pursue. Of course, technology today, you have to have a way for you to get revenue. So you have to build and then you sell it. And then if you sell it probably for businesses or through with consumers. Either way, each technology that you have to find a way for you to get income. And that's when the business development or salespeople come in. And then we also have the marketing. So the marketing is the team who handles marketing materials, the communications, and branding, those kinds. If that is the path that you enjoy doing, then there is marketing in every industry actually, but also in the IT industry, you also have to develop fast because marketing in the IT industry, you have to be digital as well. You don't just go buy a billboard slot and then put it there. Today, you have to be very smart by using um, Google ads, YouTube ads, those things. And then we also have product management. I think this is also covered in your curriculum, like the mention of product management and the mention of product management. So these are different. Product management also has a different skill versus the project management. The project management is mainly focused on the execution, from the planning, execution, and monitoring of projects. Product management is different. This is more relevant, especially if you're building products. So you have to identify what are the features, or for example, we identify the customer first and what are their problems, and based on that one, you build a solution. And then the app that you will be building or the solution that you will be building will be based on the customers, based on the problems that your customers have. And with that one, that's when you identify the features already. So you can research more what is product management and what is project management. Take note that if you are already a graduating student, you may encounter these roles, and you have to do research on what's the difference. Okay, and it will also differ on the products that you will be handling as well. Okay, customer success. This is the part wherein after the business person already, let's say, onboarded a partner or a customer, the customer success person now nurtures or maintains the relationship by making sure that when they use the product that you are building or you just sold them, that they are able to leverage or get the value of what they paid for. So that's customer success. Essentially, you try to make your customer successful. And then we also have management. So these are your CEO, your CEO means chief. Yeah, you know what CEO means. We also have the chief marketing officer. We also have the chief information officer. So when you reach a point wherein you are already very experienced, then most of the track will be to go into management already. And then entrepreneurship. So many of you might not want to work in a startup, or you might not want to work in a corporate. What you want to build is build your own solution. So that's one of the path that you can take. That's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. So you build your own products and you also try to sell it. And then we have investing, not very mature yet here in the Philippines, but this is one of the tracks that you can pursue, wherein people, or there are companies that really gather funds, and then they find companies wherein they put money in there and invest for them, invest in their products or in their companies. Okay, now you have an idea about what are the career paths for both the industry, I mean, for both the technology and the business sides. What are the tips coming from our recruiters and coming from the IT professionals already in the field? So how can you start your career in tech? So if you are not a graduating student and you are currently looking for internship, then the internship is one of the opportunities that you can really leverage. And how does that work? You must apply for an internship with reputable tech companies that would help you set your foundation and also support your personal development. So it's not just tech, but also in the social, the technical, but also the soft skills. So that's where internship is very valuable for you. But if you are already another tip is that explore upskilling opportunities that are available for you even as students, especially if you are still a student. Definitely, if you are already a graduating student, you really have to upskill yourself. Go beyond what is being taught in school. There are so many webinars, sessions that you can be part of. Go there because the speakers there are coming from the industry. So these are professionals and they know what they are using and they can share them with you, so that whenever you enter the industry, you are already aware of the technologies being used. Grow your knowledge by leveraging on webinars and tech talk. So that's one of the mentioned earlier. Start growing your network. So if ever you met someone in a conference or in a talk, find a way to reach out to that person, because in the industry, the IT industry is quite not exactly small, but essentially it's small enough that is one person has a good network and the other person has another network. And if you are able to reach out to you are able to build connections with one person, that means you are also able to tap the network of that person. So what does this mean for you? If you are looking for opportunities and you know one person from a company that you would really want to be part of, that means that person can give introductions to the right people for you. And from that, the opportunity starts there. But then once you are in, you have during the interview process, the recruitment process, of course, you have to prove yourselves. But then when you're already there in the company, for you to be successful, you still have to improve yourself. So this continue to apply. While you are already in the industry, you need to also to always upskill upskill yourself. Okay. And then what are the other tips? So identify your goals. Definitely when you're in the IT industry, what do you want to be? What are the skills that you want to learn? And the next would be, this one is very applicable for those graduating students. So create a professional resume, identify your strengths and weaknesses. So there, earlier I shared about the different IT career paths, right? So you have to identify your strengths and weaknesses so that the role that you would want to pursue is the one that is aligned with your strengths, not your weaknesses. Okay, and then ask for help. Of course, if you are encountering any challenges, it's always good to ask for help, and then track your progress. So what's next for you? So do we still have people here? If you have any questions, feel free to type them in. Okay? So what's next for you now? So here is that since all I think most of you here are IT. Okay, so we have many first year and fourth year students. So by the way, we are approaching the end of the talk. So if any one of you want to join the giveaway, the link is here. Just go to bit.ly/StackLeague CCP giveaway. So what's next for you? Next is if the track that you want to pursue is more on the technology side, then in the tech world, you have to have strong core programming skills for you to be successful in this field. And one of the opportunities for you is to take up is to be part of is to improve your programming skills. And there are many opportunities out there, and one of them is StackLeague. So in StackLeague, it's the Philippines' largest online programming league, and this was shared earlier by Casey already. So it improves your programming skills and get rewarded at the same time. And then you also have access to these tech trainings and certifications, and of course, especially if you are graduating student, or if you're looking for internship, there are job opportunities available for you. Next up is grow your skills and career opportunities. So there are various courses available online, so you can leverage on them. But one of them is the StackTrek Marketplace. You can go to stacktrek.com and find opportunities there. But there are also there are also courses in LinkedIn. We also have Coursera, Udemy. So there are a lot of available resources for you to upskill. And it's very important because today new not all of the new technologies or the new frameworks or the cutting edge or the best practices are taught in school. So usually you will learn them from the industry professionals themselves. So here you will find in courses from industry professionals which you can use for you to upskill. And with that one, let me just pick the winner for this session. Random number generator. So how many participants do I have here? So if you still want to join the session, the giveaway, just go to bit.ly/StackLeague giveaway. Okay. So how many participants do we have here? 2, 3, 6. So 6. So third person. So I would like to congratulate the winner of our shirt. Congratulations, Alfonsar Teddy Obaldo. So if you are still here, type in hello in the comment section to confirm that you are still here and for you to receive your shirt. Okay? Are you still here? Otherwise, if not, we will be picking another winner in this session. So again, like to call out the the winner. It's Alfonso Teddy Obaldo. So is he here? Okay, so Alfonso is here. Congratulations. And with that one, I end Alfonso, you will be receiving an email from us on how to claim your prize. And now I will and that's the end of my talk. Now I turn it over to King for the next part of the program. King?
All right. So thank you very much, Miss Haifa, for that very informative and very insightful presentation. And thank you for sharing your thoughts and expertise regarding the possible career opportunities in the tech industry post pandemic. All right. So now we are opening the floor for question and answer from our participants. All right. So you may send in or you may type in your questions in the comment section because we will be addressing them right now. All right. So let's just browse on the comment section. Okay. So a lot of introduction from these are from I don't know from all of the participants are really students who came in today. It's really gonna be beneficial for them since they are some of them are going to graduate and a lot of opportunities are mentioned earlier in the session on the career talk. Okay. There's a lot of congratulatory comments from for Teddy. I think there are his friends. Okay, so we have a question from Cora. Was there a career setback you faced which you later on realized when it was an advantage?
Career setup, pang universe ah. Wait. Sige. So, career setback. Okay. So, sige. So, I'll just share with you one instance na. So, I graduated computer science and programming is really one of the things that I enjoy doing since high school. So after I graduated, there was this one company who they had this training, and for you to get in that training, it's a 3 month training. It's a paid training, but if you get in that training, your skills will really really improve. So that was what I was aiming for. So I tried to apply for this training, and the funny thing was I tried to boodle one of my friends to join me in the application. He got in, I didn't get in. So what happened thereafter? He was able to take the training 3 months, and then I moved on to another role. But since when you are already working, there are a lot of communities already, right? And what I did there was that since I had plenty of time and energy, what I did was I tried to take part of different community events. And that's when I met the owner of the company who did the trainings. And with that one, we built relationship, we connected. And after that, that person eventually in the future hired me, even if I didn't get in the training that I really wanted to go back when I was still starting my career. So I was really sad because I didn't get in the training. But years after that, since I met the owner of that company, we built a relationship. And even until now, we still work together in various nonprofit initiatives. So as you can see, even if you failed on one situation, you'll never know how the wind goes, whatever opportunities that would come in. Just one of the tip that I would still continue to that one tip definitely is that whatever failures that you have, always keep the relationships with the people that you interact with in any of those situations. So because you'll never know, you'll meet again in the future and it will be a different scenario already. So I think that's one. Okay. Yeah. I
All
hope I
right.
was able to answer your question, Cora.
Right. All right. So thank you for that very inspirational story, and very insightful experience that that you've experienced. And it's really true, no. That sometimes it's really parang we are getting frustrated at things that we don't get, and sometimes we think now we're being rejected, and nagka-cloud up na yung emotion natin. We think now we are rejected for the rest of our life, not knowing now we are really redirected lang talaga, not rejected. So that's a really good inspirational experience that later on they will learn, and they will realize that some things, some doors are closing, but some bigger doors are opening for them. All right, so we
Correct.
have another question from Alfonso or Teddy Obaldo. All right, so is it true that some of the computer science graduates end up getting? I think this one is um
Parang kulang.
chop chop up ata yung question niya.
Choppy,
So
choppy yung question. Hold
medyo
on.
choppy yung question. All right, so let's just proceed with other question, and while waiting for the completion of Teddy's question, let's uh, go around the questions in our from our participants. So from Reshila Ocampo, do computer science have a lot more opportunities than information technology, or do they have the same?
The answer today, it's the same. So also to let you guys know that the IT industry is also very inclusive. So I know people, let's say, who graduated nursing, but they self-studied. Now they build iOS apps. So I know a personal person for this. I know someone really for this. And then there is another person who graduated. Sorry, I have a cat. There is another person who graduated philosophy, but now is building game applications, mobile games. Okay. So as you can see, it doesn't matter right now. If it does matter, especially at the start, because Computer science and the IT graduates have more core foundation and is faster for them to adopt to technologies. But even if you graduated from another course, it's still not a barrier for you. And currently, I'd like to share, if you are coming from a different background or educational background or course, and you want to enter into the IT industry, there is a community called Tech Career Shifters Philippines, and many of the people there are not IT graduates or not computer science graduate, but they were able to take a career in the IT industry. And so maybe it's something that you would want to consider. So look for it. It's there on Facebook, Tech Career Shifters Philippines, and you can learn from their experience. They have inspirational stories, how they started, all the resources that they use, all their failures. Actually, they also share their failures and their wins. So something to get inspiration from. So right now, it is advantages if you graduate from either computer science or IT. They're practically considered the same, but it will depend still on how you are able to prove yourself at the end of the day. Whenever you enter the industry, you will be taking assessments, evaluations, so it will depend on the result of your assessment. So if you are also coming from a different role and you are able to really master and you were able to build your core, for example, you are a business graduate but still you were able to learn on your own the basics, you have a strong foundation, then you are able to still compete with other candidates for that particular role. Okay, I hope I was able to answer your question, Richella.
Okay, so just to add, no, it's really important then that you will have the core foundation for you to be able to get into tech industry. But that doesn't really mean that if you're coming from other well, you took other course that is not related to the IT industry. Once you have the determination and your parang enthusiasm to really be part of the IT industry, it's parang you will find way din talaga for you to be part of the IT industry. So not necessarily mean na parang you are limited to what you finished or what you acquired during college. All right, so I think we have a question from Teddy. Buo na yung question niya right today. Okay, so is it true that many of IT graduates ended up going to BPO or call center industries because of lack in programming industry or
I've
maybe
heard.
IT industry?
Okay. So to answer your question, I don't have direct I don't know anyone exactly that had the same situation, but I've heard of them, but I'm not exactly sure. So I couldn't say that it's true because again, I haven't had firsthand experience. But possible because the BPO industry here in the Philippines, they're one of the largest. So that is possible. But the answer is I couldn't confirm your question, Alphonsar, because I don't have firsthand experience or I don't know anyone with that one. I just heard stories. So rumors lang siya. Okay? Sige.
Okay, so let's go around our last question from Cora again. So pag-grow ng network, effective po ba ang social media? Can you share some communities I can tap?
Yes, social media is very effective. But if you want to grow your professional network, LinkedIn is one. But my suggestion, really, if you want to build a network that is valuable, is that you become part and volunteer in different tech community initiatives. Why is that? Because when you volunteer, let's say, kahit sa events lang yan, maging host ka or maging social media manager ka ng any tech communities, the people there are coming from the industry. That means these guys are already in the industry and they can help you on what are the things that you need to learn if there is something that you want to pursue. So if you want to grow in this area, they can help you, and you'll never know after you graduate these people will become your mentors, and these people can also connect you to opportunities. So that's my main recommendation. Remember about my story that I failed the training application? That's through the community. So I just volunteered. That's how I met the founder, and that's also how I met various founders or various professionals. And I built relationships with them. Now there are so many opportunities that sometimes you have. Sometimes in my situation, I had to skip the part when I had to do the evaluation already because the person already knows how I work. So sometimes I just skip the evaluation part and just be part of the company already. So those kinds of opportunities. But then, of course, when you already come in, you have to prove yourself already. Okay, and also I'd like to highlight we have here a message from Stephanie Villaluz. Call centers has a lot of IT employees. So that's one. I just realized that in call centers, it's not just everyone are talking they're not everyone there are agents. Many of them are also IT because of course they have infrastructures wherein they need to always be up. So for the call center to operate, IT people has to be present to ensure that all the technologies that they use, all the platforms that they use are running live. Okay, and I think that's it, King.
All right. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for sending in your questions, and thank you, Miss Haifa, for answering all of the participants' questions, and of course for that very insightful presentation, and for giving tips and tricks for the graduating students. All right. So okay, I think that's it for our session for today, and let's move forward for some announcements. Okay, so here are the upcoming Stack League events for the month of March. So we have the Stack League PWA Pilipinas Learning Web Development Tap Down, which is happening on March 16, Wednesday at 6 p.m. We also have the Stack League BYTE ADMU Tech Session Building a Minimum. Okay, okay. All right. So we have the Stack League BYT Admotech session, building a minimum viable product on March 23, Wednesday at 6 p.m. We also have on March 24, the Stack League Microsoft Tech session, Cloud 101 on March 24, Thursday at 6 p.m. And lastly, we have the Stack League Draper Startup House, Future Economy in the Metaverse and Why It Matters in the Philippines on March 30th, Wednesday at 6 p.m. And there are plenty of opportunities for you to learn here in Stack League. So go to fb.com or facebook.com/stackleague/events. So for you to be able to get the registration details and get the latest updates. All right, so let's move forward again to the Stack League Ambassador for March is still ongoing and accepting entries. So you will earn Ambassador points now. Visit bit.ly/Stack League Ambassador 2022. Also, make sure to earn your league points to unlock the challenger levels and receive the prizes. Okay, so that's all for our announcement this March. So thank you everyone again for joining the StackLeague University Series Central Colleges of the Philippines editions. If you don't have a StackLeague account yet, make sure to sign up at stackleague.com and of course, invite your friends, family, colleagues, and even some random people who you think should be part of the league. So see you guys at the next StackLeague event. Goodbye everyone and have a beautiful morning.